The Financial Analysis and Supervision Unit, FASU, within the Bank of Papua New Guinea is an independent body that combats money laundering and terrorist financing by analysing financial intelligence, supervising institutions, enforcing compliance with AML/CTF laws, and cooperating with international partners to safeguard PNG's financial system and promote investor confidence.
So, under the Anti-Money Laundering and Counterterrorism Financing Act, FASU is mandated to receive intelligence both from the public and from our reporting entities. So we only register reporting entities that are prescribed by the AML Act to register with us for the purposes of complying with the anti-money laundering obligations that the country is imposed to regulate under the mandate that we have. Apart from that, we have a licensing unit in the central bank that is responsible for licensing gold exporters. So they are a separate unit. FASU has that degree of autonomy in which we exercise our own powers, even though we report to the governor of the bank administratively. When it comes to discharging the responsibilities for anti-money laundering and counterterrorism financing, those powers lie with me as the director for FASU. So the licensing team does the licensing and the fit and proper into market entry purposes. It is highly desired that those two functions, FASU and the licensing team, must work hand in hand when it comes to conducting due diligence and fit and proper assessments of those individuals or entities that apply for licensing of gold exporters. And we do a fair bit of work with our licensing team in that space. That sector that is licensed is also required to be regulated or supervised for compliance purposes with what their obligations are as per the licensing conditions. Having said that, our role as the Financial Intelligence Unit is to receive intelligence, package it, understand what are the predicate offenses identified through the process of analyzing the information that we gather, and then we disseminate those informations to law enforcement agencies. And our number one recipients are Customs, Immigration, the Police, RPNGC, and IRC for tax purposes. So almost on a very regular basis, those agencies of state would be receiving intelligence from us, and mostly the intelligence would be recommending for them to apply their respective laws to look into those evidence or intelligence that we have gathered for them, and to for them to apply their laws. And if there is any strong evidence that we have disseminated to them, we encourage for them to investigate, not only investigate, but prosecute those crimes. I must also make known here that FASU is not an investigative body, it's an intelligence gathering body. Its job is to package the information and pass it on to law enforcement to prosecute those crimes. Practically, it would be ideal if we had avenues in our legislation that allow us for direct prosecution, or in cases where we see intelligence that is very strong, we could recommend for asset forfeiture and confiscation to the state. So in the next year or two, those are some of the recommendations that we will be putting up for policy interventions in that space. Perhaps I'll just sort of stop there and then see if there's any questions, and we can go back